guys. Hmm, all right, guys. So, welcome every single person. Yes, it's already afternoon. Okay, guys. So, I welcome every single person. Yeah, I welcome our returning viewers. I welcome our permanent viewers and our temporary viewers. So, any viewer that you are welcome, and the fact that you joined, the fact that you're among us here is not taken for granted, not in any way. So, all right, guys. We're back starting anyways. We're in today again for another live stream section or train, or still another train of sections. Okay, that's for that. And we're more like still on the body. Is it body, like it's just more like what we're focusing is said to be or life after school, do you get? So it's just more like what's a big body. I don't just that with the ball, just like what's the area for a section stream. So just more like life after. So under that we'll be making a lot of sections, we'll be making a lot of sections and treating a lot of topic when it has to do with it, because it's very broad, and we really have to tackle it, because it is just more like the future of our youth. This is just more like it has to do with future and his life. Do you get? So this really needs to be taken care of and in more appropriate way also. We actually this session so that, so that's for that, guys. So essentially we were in for another stream, and if you're already seated, just grab everything very tight, because we're just about starting now. Okay, guys. So I welcome you guys one more again, and before you, after you, above you is UF graphics. And if you've been following us, I think you should know what was said for more like our objective for theory to teach our young adults, our young youth, NYSC. Once you are an adult, so our sessions has a way of impacting you, so you're not left out even when you're graduated. If you're even a graduated student, any student that you are, our sections and streams has its way, like is structured in a way that is going to benefit in one way or the other. So you just get joined, and maybe you just spend something, and if you can still comprehend, that is absolutely cool. But let's just kick start. Okay, firstly, let me try this. Oh, I don't know how it looks. I don't have energy, so let me just leave it. Okay, first and foremost, well, as I said, before you use UF graphics, and it's just more like our duty. Most of you know what we're doing already. We're more like teaching students, young adults, graduated students, or still in school students, even NYC people. All our sessions has its way of helping them. Like it has this knowledge that is going to be implicating to them, so they are not left out in any way. So we're more like teaching them on the part that says live after school. Are you really ready? So is more like a very interesting body of topic. I don't just know. It's just the big master there, and then under that big master, which is life after school. Are you really ready? We're making a lot of sessions. We're making a lot of streams, and a lot of things are being breakdown. Part of what we've been saying so far, there is okay, emotional mental and emotional intelligence. I think there is a stream that covers it. So under that stream, we kind of elaborate a lot when it has to do with mental health and emotions, how a youth can equally control it, how a youth can actually handle, like it's just more like telling you what it means to face life, and how pressures you how to face pressures, and how you're going to equally navigate them. It's like how you're going to still handle them. Do you get? So it's not going to get it to you, or let's say you're not just going to bounce on it and it's going to clash. So that is just it. And in today's session that I just mentioned, we'll be doing a lot of sessions, and we'll be trying our possible best to cover a lot of topics that has to do with life after school. And if you've been following us for a while now, I think you should be in a better position, and you should have maybe before now developed this. I don't know, because everything was saying just more like trying to it's just more like trying to open students' eye, just more like an eye opening, not in any way putting fear in them, because there is this thing, or let's say there is this way they should be seeing things, there's this way they should be reasoning, because they are not seeing it, and the fact is nobody is talking about it, and they are not even thinking that it's affecting. Moreover, it's gradually affecting our young adults. Now this is the reason why you see first class graduates, or people that spend years, resources and money in school, outside life you're going to still see them struggling. You're going to see some of them being underpaid. You're going to see some of them like looking frustrated, and you'll be like, what is really the cause? I thought that if you just graduate, everything is going to fix it. Also, this is just the knowledge that they lacked that ended them. Do you get? So, and it's just more like an urgency tutorials and sections, because it has affected a lot of people already. So we're more like trying to reach out to the remaining Nigerian students, the remaining undergraduate them. Do you get? So by doing so, they're actually going to you, or them listening to our sections, them getting to know what we're talking about, is really going to shape their path. Like they're going to start seeing things more than an average student is seeing it, and they're going to start reasoning from a different view, and is really going to help. So that's for that. And as I said, that's just more like our objective, what we're trying to achieve by the sections and streams that we're doing. So that's cool. And okay, maybe because of people that we're not pushing to join the last section stream, maybe I should just quickly introduce the topic. How does it sound? Let me just quickly introduce the last section topic. Then I'll just say a few things. Then we'll get to what we have today. Okay, guys. So if we're going to do that, actually, okay, the last section stream we have was why some students waste their time in university. I think if you've been following us, or after this session you just check it out. It's just a session before this previous, so I just introduced the topic here, maybe for the sake of people that did not join. Do you get? So it's just like why university students waste their time. Like that was okay, I think day before yesterday section stream, and we said a lot on over there, and part of what we said there is a lot of them feel that life have not started, and he said that once you're being given birth to, like if you're born out on the earth, let me just be let me I don't know how to, let me just sound real. If you're born out on the air, like your life have actually started, and most of them feels that university place or time or season is just a place for relaxation. Moreover, it's said to be a training ground. Like that's a crucial stage of one's life that you ought to have something doing. You also, despite you're still a student, it's not a guarantee, or let's just say that's just not a fact to prove, or to just feel reluctant. Do you actually get? Because there is this leisure time and free time that you're gonna be having. So a student can actually use university time to actually learn skill, can equally use it to start small business that you're not actually going to get them clash with your academics actually, but there is this a way that will actually structure you that you can actually run a successful business, and it's even okay because you're a student and this is a business that you're starting up. You can equally get to mingle with some students, get to or enter, or what's it called, like connect with some people, and it gives you more room self to even grow more. Have you seen it? So it's just more like a training ground where you actually need to plan yourself, and it's very I don't know, like it pays that all. And as well, it can also be referred to what's it called as a plan B. Now plan B, I mean, in the sense is something that you can, something that is giving you income already, something that you're actually doing. And why this thing is important is just that most times you will see a graduate when he or she graduates, and maybe there is no work, 2 3 years there is no work, and if you're this student that set up something, you're not just going to look stuck. You're not just going to start or thinking, because the fact is that the government cannot employ everybody. So if you're that stage and you've already established something while you're still in school, you can equally develop, you can equally start off from there, you can equally expand it. I've seen why this thing is very important, and it's even help you to, I don't know, to still survive with the number of years that you're going to stay unemployed, because that is just the facts, and a lot of students don't love or like hearing this. Even when the best government comes, it cannot just employ everybody, and it's even painful. Like most at times, even with their B certificate, they are not still going to be employed. You even ask as how now, like okay, now let me tear that fact. Okay, what I mean by even with their B certificate, most of them are not still going to be employed, because you're asking who will employ you. Employers are asking what can you do. Have you seen? So even the mastery of life after school, you actually need a skill, you actually need to be valuable. Now your, if you're relevant, or your asset, or let's just say your skill is just only passing exam, passing or passing well, coming out with a good certificate without you having an extra skill, without you having something, because he said that life, okay, school rewards certificate, school rewards or certificate, life rewards results, or sorry, value. If you're not, if you cannot create value, if you cannot solve a particular problem, who is ready to employ? Have you seen? So this is still why you see a lot of first class graduates out there looking stuck, because they only have this certificate that they cannot defend, they only have this certificate they cannot, or what's it called, do the practical aspect of it. Now imagine someone that studied business admin or whatever. Most of them cannot even start up a business. Most of them don't even think, know how it feels, or how one can equally run a business, because they were taught more something like more of theory. Have you seen this? So this is more like an outdated system of education, theoretical stuff. Like meanwhile, what requires practical. Now, as I said, it's just more like some people that studied business. Most of them were just taught writing, memorizing, and all of those business stuff. But in terms of establishing it, in terms of getting it or growing, in terms of initiating plans and strategies to actually get it done, they don't, they're actually lacking from there. So this is still why you even see the best students and best graduated students still stuck in life. So this actually the part that I was trying to bring to the student view, and to help them see what they are not seeing, because actually their eyes is open but they are not still seeing it. And that's what we're making this section and stream, and that's for that. And all this is what we actually said on that last stream section. So if it interests you, maybe after this session you just check it out. So that's for that. And as I said, we're back again. We're in this section today for another life stream section. And mind you, we're not here to waste time on anything that looks like that. And we're a kind of fail to pass with a bunch of knowledge section as well. So let's just head over to what we have today. Now we'll get into what we have today. Mainly, all this that I've been saying here is the previous section, so I was just trying to enlighten you guys on it. So today's section, if you check our thumbnail, I think what we have there is the biggest lie. Just okay, what we have there is the biggest lie. Just focus on your, what's it called, on your books. I don't just know how to get this explain this. Okay, the biggest lie student believe, just focus on your books. This for that just it. Now, as I've said, and I'll continue saying, this is just more like actually education is good. I'm not in any way trying to bring in another view to that, but if we're considering what we have today in our thumbnail and what we're here to talk about, the big lie, focused on your book. Now, the big lie there is, okay, let me not say it's the lie at first, because there was a time it was actually working. So let's just say is I don't know, but let's just say it's an outdated stuff, and a lot of youth are not still seeing it as an outdated stuff. Now, what I mean by outdated stuff is those mindsets and those knowing. It's like they would think, or they will make it. I don't know. They will be like, oh, it's you will just be like, okay, now let me bring it down. You just be like, you attending okay, them, what they believe, then just the type of belief they believe, or in the matter of education is just like, if you attend school, if you happen to be a graduate, that life has figured itself. Most of them will tell you that just make good grades. That's what's it called, that's that of focus on your book. Just focus on your book. So most of them will be like, study hard, just study hard. Oh my guy, okay, that is just more like an outdated stuff, because even when you focus on your book and you lack the necessary skills, now book okay, I don't know, but I don't want to sound like the person saying it, because I've heard someone saying they said education is the key, but something else is the master key. Have you seen it? So there is another key now that replaced the main key. So I don't know, they let them now sort the key out by themselves. So what I'm just trying to bring here is it's just more like that, saying that the belief that education is everything, that once you make good grades you don't have to worry about anything, is more like a lie now, because that's not actually working now. That's not actually working now. And those mindsets, or let's just say those beliefs, is actually fading away, because that's it. If if actually is not fading away, why do we still have first class graduates underpaid? Why do we still have them looking for a job? I thought if they made first class, everything is going to be free and life is going to be fair. Have you seen? So it's not actually what you're making from school. It's not actually the type of result that you're coming out from. What really matters is life skill. What really matters is value. Even when you're to buy something, it's just like he said that employers, or let's just, okay, people are not buying product, they are buying solution. So they are equally buying something that is going to help them. So they're not just buying your product that they want to, or they feel, or they love you even to patronize. Have you seen it? So it's more like something that is going to help them. So as well, if I'm relating to what I'm saying, even when you're to be employed, you're going to be employed under your value, what you can really create, to what extent, like, and most times you're going to be, I don't know, okay, most times this skill of a thing really matters in I don't know, in recruitment process. That's the process of getting new employees. Now let me give you a graphical example. It's just like when a pool of qualified employee is issued out, thousands of employees, yeah, thousands of employees is going to apply for a particular job. Now, have you noticed that okay, maybe you've not noticed, but let me just bring it to your notice that most at times what distinguish different people, or what make people get a job, okay, just like you see two people that actually apply for a job, maybe the same qualification, but one happens to get the job, one lose it. Now what's the cause? The cause is actually the extra skills. So it's just more like the extra abilities. Now you okay, just like two people that just studied accounting, one has graphic designing skill and maybe other skills attached to his or her of a CV, abi what, those kind of credentials. So maybe during the process everybody has first class, but people that is going to be selected, or giving the employment, or like employment law or elite or anything, is just people that has extra qualification. Everything. So those extra qualification really matters, and it's what differentiates you, or it's what distinct you from other people. So these are what they are taught, like these are what they don't actually know, and most times just be like people elsewhere is pursuing them, and they will just start thinking on that. So this is actually wrong, and that's more like what we're trying to correct, more like an impression we're trying to correct. So that's for that. And I've already diverted, but I'm back. So you've already to emphasize what's it called, move ahead to what we are, okay, have to I said the biggest lie. Okay, I think I've said that. So the next thing that follows is the lie students are told. As I said, the lie students are told is just focus on your book, everything is coming out perfectly well, but that is not really working correct now. Like, just take it out from your mindset, take it out from your view, don't see it that way. Let me tell you now, my own, don't see it that way. Take my own, take the one I'm telling you, like, work really. I don't know, I don't just know, but if you follow our sessions, you entirely know the one I'm telling you. So okay, in the real, okay, we have again, but in the real world, like, real world, as I said, it requires value. When you're not valuable, when you cannot create a problem, you cannot solve a problem, when you cannot solve an existing problem, because that is actually income. When you don't have a skill that you can equally use to get money, that's working out for people. And this skill, maybe graphic design, video editing, ghostwriting, or freelancing, there is a lot of them, and students can equally do this even with their phone, not necessary system. So this is just more like skills, and it's going to really they are going to really fit well in it. Okay, next we have here, why focusing on okay, so on studies alone is dangerous. Now it's even dangerous. So, and I don't know, it's like dangerous is very very powerful than risky. I don't know, all this what I've been saying is risky, but what I have here now is telling me that it's dangerous. Now let me come again. I said, why focusing on studies alone is dangerous. Now you may be like, as how now? You'll be like, to strangle me, but that's just it. Like, why focusing on studies alone is dangerous. Now, remind, I did not say why focusing on study is dangerous. I said alone. Now that alone is the problem. Now the problem then now is the alone. Now the alone, I mean, is just, you see a student, he or she is not interested in building connection, is not interested to start a small business, he or she is not even interested in learning other skills. They will just focus. Now let me just give you a practical example. It's just like a two students that studied a particular course. Okay, one happened to, okay, just like a student that graduated with first class, no experience, no connection, like no business, nothing. He or she just has only the certificate, first class. And the other the second student B that actually graduate with second class, maybe student B that actually graduate with second class, maybe he or she uh, graduated with first second class. So mind you, the first one graduated with first class, no skill, nothing, no nothing, it's just the certificate alone. Now student B graduated with second class, maybe he or she has skill, has a business experience, and maybe online stuff. Have you seen now in real life, who do you think that is going to survive easily, or even that is going to even survive without government offering both of them work? Actually is very obvious, is this what's it called, student B, because he or she has something already. Now he or she can still even fit well to the person that has first class. Now what really matter is what you can create. So this is just a view that I'm trying to or bring it to students, because most of them are not seeing it this way. Most of them are just there. Even most of them are even or I don't just do like getting everything possible way, like not looking for possible way to just get the first class, thinking that it's just the way out of everything. Moreover, that is not so. This is just more like an existing mindset that wants to correct and make them see reality. Okay guys, so all right, so if I should proceed, okay, we said okay, no skills, no market, okay, art, okay, why focusing on studies alone is dangerous? I think we say the school teach theory, not practical skill. Now, as I said, school current era, it's just more like just the way they were being taught. Most of them were just taught on how to read, write, all of those things, but more, less of practical or area. This is even when you see most of people that are doing courses or disciplines that really requires practical, many of them are not doing it. Many of them doesn't even like, don't even know what the practical aspect of what they are studying really means or looks like. So this is just where you see accountant people, they don't even know how to. Most of them, they are aiming to or thinking and even believing that they're going to work in banks and all of those sectors. Most of them don't even know how to, or like I don't just know like how it feels to work. Most of them don't even know how to operate some machines. I used to, so this is going to really be stuff. Even if they happen to get any work, it's going to really like it's going to drive them to see, because they lack the experience. And it's just more like no practical skills, and it can really frustrate. So this is just if you're looking on the matter that says no skill, no, or okay, teach theory, not just practical skills. School teach theory, not practical skill. If we're looking at that, school teach you how to read, how to pass your exam, how to obey your lecturers, how to be a good person, but not practical skills. And in real life, practical skills is the master key. It's not the real key, it's the master above all keys. So as I said, this is really affecting, because if our students are being raised up this way, most of them people, okay, most people that are studying accounting, they can't even handle the system. Most of them cannot even they don't even know what it means, or how the practical area of what they are studying really means and how it looks like. So they are going to be lacking in those areas. So okay, no skill, no market value. Now no skill, no market value. Market value mean not necessarily selling and writing. Market value is from the word, like I think you just get what I'm trying to mean. No skill, if you don't have skill, like there's no there's no I don't know, like it's just like that. Just ask your ChatGPT what is no market value. Okay, I think like it has the what they call the best answer for it. So okay, no network, no opportunity. Now networking in our niche, networking in what we're trying to relate to students is the ability to connect, just like network. And I don't mean your physical network or your phone network, I mean this is just networking. Networking is just connect with people, to get things to do with people, to associate with people, just to associate with people. And it's more like a positive side, and it's more like growth oriented. So networking we're meaning in this sense, and we were bringing it to student view, because this networking is said to be is said to be more powerful than they even feel. Most students attended lectures, attended classes, and they just go back to their homes and stuff like that. Most of them are really isolating themselves from people, most of them don't even feel or think that it's necessary to get to do things with people. Now this is still a very very so this is actually a skill, and it's a life skill at that, because this is just, it's a life skill, because everybody don't have it. You ought to develop it, and it's just more like, and it's a skill, and it's more like life oriented, because it's really a skill that you need after life, and you're really going to use it to navigate. So no network, no opportunity. Actually, opportunity is going to come from people. So if you're not like talking with people, there is no opportunity. And it's just more like people that you're going to be meeting sometime in your life, not necessarily even your schooling season. Most or just instead to, or just get things to do with valuable people, people that you feel that is better than you, people that you will want to be like. Do you get? So it's just more like people that you're going to learn from. You're just going to get in contact with them, people that are valuable. Do you get this? So this is just more like the networking aspects that we're talking about, and we said that it can really help one in growing. Okay, so that's it. And no network, no opportunity. Opportunity come from people not good. You're to mingle with people not good. So have you seen it? So you cannot just do without people. You're a human being now, so you're also, and you're also going to be having deals with people. So that's just the emphasis. No experience. Okay, okay, no experience, no confidence. Now it's just like even when you're not experienced in anything, you're going to just be shivering. No experience, no confidence. Most people, is it can really frustrate when a young graduate has to apply for a work, and they'll be like, we need 5 years experience in this work. You'll be like to struggle the person. You just look at the person, most of them will just quit, because it can really frustrate. Where are you getting the experience that you just graduated and you apply for work, and they'll be like they want 5 years experience? Now even I don't just know, like it sounds silly. And that's not this emphasis, like that's not just where I'm pointing at. But what I'm trying to bring clear is no experience, no confidence. Now when you're not experienced in anything, when you don't, like when you're not get something doing, and it gets to a point, it becomes part of you, like you're not just going to be confident in doing that. So that's just the emphasis. And we still have more. Okay, the start student strategy. Now this is just more like a way out. Now you may be okay. This, all this what we're saying has been, is just more like the problem on ground, the problem that is keeping people, the problem that is hooking people. And this more like the start, okay, the start student strategy. Now it's just more like a way out, so you should just see it as a way out. Start student strategy. Okay, students should focus on three things. Now three things that I was to mention here now is more like a way out. So it's a secret, and it's a way out. So it's actually something that is going to take you out. So it can just take you out to any place. Just get it. Okay, first is just like education. Actually, education is cool, and that's number one. They said is the key. So we still believe that is the key, and it's very, very still necessary that you're educated, that you could get to, you get to, or what is it called, like some extent of education or whatever. So it's just more like education is also. And we have skills. Now skills can just be anything. Now anything, because life requires skill, and life you cannot just do without skill. Like the area of skill, or the emphasis on skills cannot be overemphasized in real world, in real life, because that's what actually rule. That is just what it's just more like economy. Everything is moving to more like digitalized. Everything is getting digitalized. So practical things are being done more like let's just say more often than before. So it's just more like skills. So skills is still necessary. Mind you, what I'm saying is the startup student strategy. And we said students should focus on three things. And firstly, I'm mentioning education. Secondly, I'm mentioning skill. Now, thirdly, I'm mentioning network. So just, it's not your MC, not your glue, not even your etisalat or anything. Just you should get the network. I think I've mentioned this earlier. Get to partner with people, network women, get to collaborate with people, business collaboration, or internship, and all of those stuff. So that's for that. And we still have again, okay, examples. Now this just more like example. Now, as I said, it's just more like let me just give you a practical example, more like example that you can commonly and easily relate to it. And if I'm to do that, it's just like a student A that graduated with first class. He or she pursued first class without learning any skill, without actually getting other life skill, because it's called life skill, because it has to do with life. So or problem solving ability, the ability to resilience, this mindset or growth mindset and all of those stuff. Now he or she neglected all these things and pursued first class and actually got it. So if for what's it called, student A has first class with zero everything, like it's just zero life skill, first class with zero life skill. Now student B got second class. Maybe why he or she got second class, because he was actually merging it up with business. He was actually getting to less skill. He was actually being growth oriented and getting to get new things. So let's just see, that's the reason why he or she got second class. Now both has graduated, both is out. Now actually the one that made first class is zero skill, like he or she doesn't even have any other skill. Now even if we're okay, if we're even to ask who is more, like who is going to succeed more, like who is going to be like who is going to survive even when they are left with nothing, who is going to, I don't know, still feel or be comfortable even when government restricts or even fail to employ them. Obviously it's student B, because he or she has already established stuff. He or she has backup system. It's called backup system, something that you can rely on, and it's more like it's a plan B. So when your first plan fails, you still have something to beckon on. You still have something that you're going to run to. I've seen it. So this is just more like a second plan, a plan B, and is really is really some people save also. It has really saved a lot of students. Okay, just more like the message for students. Now message we have here just more like we're rounding up. So school will give you certificates but skill experience. Okay, school will actually give you certificates. School is certificate oriented, is what it's meant for, is what it's structured, and is what it's from creation. When I was not even born, giving birth to, school has been giving certificate, issuing certificate. So it's not a new thing, and is the way it has been structured from the origin and or from the onset. So this is just more like the way it is. So school is going to give you certificates, but skill, experience and network will give you a future. Now school is giving you a certificate but not necessarily a future. Now it's just like, I don't just know, it's just like those things that they will do now. Like when they graduate, they will just carry their business, they throw away, throw cap for up. They could talk, talk saying that, like they will just throw cap for up. Everybody will laugh and all of those stuff. Now that's just the end of school. Now you're more like moving to another phase of life that is very very strong. It's more like strong, like when you're not prepared and ready for it, when you're not even expecting it, it's going to really meet you hard and you're not really going to survive easily. So that just our emphasis and trying to get some student out from that problem. Have you seen it? So we said but there's both there, but skill, experience and network will give you a future. So this is actually something that is going to take you out. As actually the certificate is not the only option, like it's not just the enough, because the experience, network and is what is going to take you out. So again, we have here is what's it called? Okay. University is not just a place to read books. It's said to be what's it called? A training ground. Do you get that? Let me repeat. University is just not a place to read books. It's as well a training ground. It is a training ground in the sense of you also, and he said the way you won't love to spend 50k. So guys, the way you won't love to spend a very huge amount of money on something that is not necessary, that cannot yield income, you shouldn't spend your time, your 50 what's it called, 2 3 5 hours on something that is not really relevant. So this is specifically for chaos. And in university or to be precise, most of them are just while they wait that time watching movies, chatting and all of this. So this is more like telling you guys that time is equal to money. The way you wouldn't love to spend time, money, why or lavishly on or wisely, you shouldn't spend your time like that. You should always equate time to money. If you're equating it, if you're seeing it from that view perspective, it's going to help you and you're going to actually utilize your time. You're not just going to be whiling away your time and all of those stuff. So that's just the emphasis. And we say university is not just a place to read books. Actually, I was meant to talk about reading books. Now actually you're going to read, but it's not just only a place to read, but more like it is said to be a training ground. So it's going to actually train you. What we mean by training ground is just a place you can fail and start up So you can actually try your things, you can actually try your new ideas, you can actually try your business, you can actually do anything at that stage because you're sitting down and there's too much time. So if you feel you're just going to strive more, look for a better way to get things done in a more appropriate way. So it's just more like a training ground. So it trains you to what is ahead of you, more like future. Okay, okay. Don't graduate with only certificates. I don't just know how to tell this because everybody's graduating. If I don't graduate with certificate, then what will I graduate with? So this is just more like a notable stuff. Don't just graduate with only certificates. Okay, but graduate with skills, connections, and experience. Now, just this mainly for Nigerian students. Don't just graduate. Every student that kills, don't just graduate with certificate alone. You should as well graduate with skill. Make sure that you're skillful. That you just like you have this skill monetization, like something that can equally yield you money. That's just like what I mean by skill monetization. Something that you can offer. It can be digital products like okay, if you are relating it to product, it can be okay with digital product or digital service, or let's just say service. So it's just more like skill. It has many cadres and branches, so it can just be anything. So but we're saying graduate with skill, connections, mingle with people, get valuable people that you can collaborate in future. You get that? So now with experience, you should know things, you should also know things. Like you should not just be a novice in everything, not just the certificates. There is a necessity to know. There's a necessity to acquire more. Knowledge is said to be what's it called? I don't know. It will just it's necessary you acquire more, and then you learn and know more. So you ought to just be experienced in a lot of things because it's just the way out. That's just it. And I think that is it. So uh oh, that's good. Oh my guy, we have exhausted our sections today, and we've exhausted our session. And maybe if you've benefited in any way, or I don't know if you've really benefited in our session, maybe just try giving us a thumbs up. I've not seen any thumbs up. Maybe just consider giving us a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed to our channel, maybe just try doing that. And uh thanks for the fact that you joined. It's not really taken for granted, not in any way. We really regard the fact that you joined, and we really regard the fact that you're here with us, and not in any way taken for granted. We really regard that. So thanks for joining, and thanks for your time, thanks for learning. And actually you're going to start acting upon these sections, and it's really going to help you out. So that's for that. And maybe you just share following us in any of our social media handles, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, UF Graphics. You can just equally check on us in any of them and we get to grow. And maybe you just equally refer us to your friends, people you feel that you really need to push this knowledge to, that really needs to hear and get things done. You can equally share links, video links, or refer them UF graphics, tell them our name. Maybe you just get to follow us in any of the social media handles. So that's for that. And thanks for the section stream. We're more like carry off. Okay guys, so thanks for joining. Thanks every single person. Thanks every human being. Thanks every spirit that joined. Thanks every I don't just know anything. I don't just know. So every being and every spirit that joined. I really appreciate the fact that you joined, and it's not in any way taken for granted. So thanks for joining, and we'll see you in the next section tomorrow. Okay guys, so stay tuned and we'll get to